Can I please take just a moment to complain? Just one moment to complain. It is too freaking hot. It is way too freaking hot. It is September. It is almost the end of September. Why is it so hot outside? It's supposed to be fall. It's supposed to be a season where you go and put your hoodie on and you go and put your sweater on and you go and put that other jacket on because you're feeling cold and because you're tucking in bed and wearing socks and whatever. It is too freaking hot. I'm seriously telling you, this is ridiculous. Now, the real reason for this video is that the recent controversy that seems to be going on, that seems to be surrounding our Prime Minister, Mr. Justin Trudeau, around him wearing that very racist costume, the Brownface or Blackface costume back in 2001, I believe it was. I'm guessing it was for a Halloween party. And I think the whole issue has completely just blown out of proportion. I don't I really don't think it's such a huge deal. I don't think it's really as big as people are making it out to be, because A, it was a long time ago. B, the man has profusely apologized. Give him a break. It's one scandal, one little scandal. Now, to some of you, it may not be one little scandal. To some of you, it may be a very big deal, and that's understandable. And I understand as well, because I am a very strong believer in there is absolutely no excuse. There is zero excuse for racism. There is zero excuse for homophobia. There is zero excuse for any other kind of discrimination, any other form of discrimination. And this is clearly being construed as racist, because here's a white man who has paint on his face and he's trying to make himself look like somebody else. So I can understand why and how it can be misconstrued as racist. But it's one scandal. Now some of you, like some people in the media have been on like, oh, what is the rest of the world going to think? What is, he's the man who represents the country. He's the man who runs the country. He's the man who's the face of Canada. What is the rest of the world going to think? I mean, we are on the world stage here. People are laughing at us. No, nobody's laughing. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Really, truthfully, nobody gives a shit, nobody's laughing, and nobody cares, again. Because it was one thing, one little thing. Look at what's happening down in the United States. Look at Trump. The man's a fucking idiot. Do you really have to go very far? No, you really don't have to go too far to look at all the stupid little goofy little things that he's done, the way he gives his speeches, the way he talks, the way he, whatever the case may be. The man's a huge embarrassment to the United States and to the rest of the world, because the United States obviously has a lot of influence around the world. The United States has a lot of say in what happens around the world. So he is a huge embarrassment. Trudeau doing one little thing, I don't think anybody cares. Yes, it is not excusable. There's absolutely no excuse for it. And it should not have happened in the first place. It should have never happened in the first place. But case in point, the man has apologized. Please let him get back to running the country. Let him get back to focusing on campaigning. And let him get back to doing what he does best. And that's running the country and being the face of Canada. Albeit with this one negative little thing that people will eventually forget about. I mean, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, this will become news on page 7 and nobody will even give a shit. Nobody really will even give a shit. So for those of you out there who are going on and on about, oh, this, this perfect little utopia, polite little utopia that we live in, that almost 40 million people call home, the reputation of this little perfect little utopia has been tarnished by this one little scandal. It really hasn't. Honestly, truthfully, it really hasn't. So let the man do what the hell he's doing. Let him get back to campaigning. And I think one last point though, I think the reason this is being made such a big deal, I think the reason that this has blown completely out of proportion is because it is an election year. Federal elections are coming up next month. So, case in point, if you haven't registered to vote, please register. It is your civic duty. So it is an election year. Of course, people are going to sling shit all over the place because, well, that's what politics, part of what politics is about. It's about slinging shit and slinging mud at the other person's face because you want to make them look bad, because you want to win and you want to be the next prime minister. And I'm sweating like a freaking, I don't know, somebody else. You want to be the next prime minister. So eventually this will become news on page 7 and nobody will even give a shit. So that's my 2 cents. And of course, again, there's no excuse for it, and I'm being dead serious about that. But that's my 2 cents. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.